Hey, it's Dave. Welcome back to my channel. So today I wanted to talk a little bit about some pedals. Every few months or so, I go on a pedal thing where if I'm playing on my board, I evaluate what's going on, if I'm really digging it. And so this month I had a few things. If you watched on my changes, I added a reverb and took off the flanger. I took off the full tone Secret Freak and replaced it with the Clone again. And I really liked the Clone. One of the reasons why I took it off was I just felt like it was very close to another sound that I had. But now putting it back, I realize I actually like a lot of similar colors in that low gain that vary. And as far as when it comes to the high gain, I just use the Angry Charlie by JHS, and that covers all my bases. I'm not so particular about that because I'm looking for a great high gain sound, and therefore, because it's so limited on what that is to me, that I just keep it to what it is. One thing I want to say, so I bought a new Timmy pedal that should be coming in soon. I bought a red one off of, it was on Reverb, brand new. Some company has like 8 or 9 of them, so I bought one. I just thought it would be cool. Plus, I have the original looking purplish one on my other board. And I also had an Animal by J Rocket that I moved from my dual rectifier board to the board that I use on the Night Train. I just feel like it's a better fit there. And that's why I'm going to put the Timmy in its place on the dual rectifier board. So what I wanted to talk about today a little bit was I just had a few minutes. I have a student coming in about an hour. And I wanted to talk about these pedal reviews that I see online. There's a couple of really good ones. I will say this. Lance Keltner out of Austin, awesome. When I watch him, the guy plays it. He has a sensibility of a player. So you put a fuzz in front of him or a gain, and he's going to play it like the way it's supposed to be played if you're testing it to see if it sounds good, the way it should be used. I can't say enough good things about Lance. I also think that Peter Thorne, when he does his demos, that they're fairly good. I do like that he shows it in the mix of what he's doing, and that's cool. Again, I do put Lance on a high. I just think that his stuff, it's like, I just want somebody to show me the pedal as if I walked into a store, play it for me for a few minutes, let me hear what it does, and I'll make up my mind if I want it or not. Which leads to me buying this pedal at one point, which is the Cattle and Bread Dirty Little Secret. Now everybody tells you, oh, it's like a Marshall in a box, that's the big deal with it, they all rave about it. Then they go on their things, and I'm really singling out like guys like Schnobel, who, I don't know if he's a nice guy or not. I don't know him. I don't care. But his pedals demos are absolutely the worst. You're going to sit there and strum an E chord and then go, yeah, here it is. And I love his comparisons, because all he does, he tries to make them sound alike. And it's like, you know what? Show me. I know these pedals can all sound similar. Show me, if you're going to show me how they can sound alike, show me how they can sound most different, too. If a company is giving, these guys money to demo these pedals, and all these guys are doing is strumming a damn E chord and saying, oh, listen, oh yeah, let me turn the gain up. Let me turn every knob 50 times instead of get one decent sound, because you haven't got one yet. Get a decent sound and play it. And let me hear what the damn pedal sounds like. And then shut the fuck up, because nobody wants to hear you fucking talking. Okay, yeah, this is now, and I'm going through this microphone. Look, we get it. You have a fucking setup. I don't need to hear what mic you have. That doesn't all of a sudden ring in my head. Oh, that's the Royal 121, so that's going to have a higher at about 250. Shut the fuck up. Just fucking play the goddamn pedal. If it sounds like shit, look, you're not going to get fucking paid by the guys that sent it to you. But the point of the matter is like there's so many pedals out there. And there's so many guys out there demoing pedals. There's a guy who demos pedals for J Rocket. He's done the Blue Note. He's done the Animal. I forget his last name. Begins with an L. Latier. I don't remember. Mark something. Great demos. He plays it like he's playing it. You can hear how the pedal responds to his playing. I was watching a demo the other night. Somebody did a Boiling Point from Rockbox versus the DS1 from Boss. It was like a 79 DS1. And the guy starts strumming both pedals, and I'm sitting there like, oh my God, I can make that Rockbox sound good. Why are you having a hard time? Like, you're keeping it on a shitty sound. And then the Boss, it sounds great. The only problem is towards the end of the video, you start noodling for a second on the Boss, and you can hear how terrible it is. And that's all it takes. But yeah, if you're strumming just an E chord, the fucking Boss DS1 sounds great. That's great. Hey, listen, we need you to come in, and you just strum one E chord. Don't move. Okay, good, we got it. Great, that pedal's going to be awesome. Because that's what the fucking guy does in the demo. The thing is, and it's like, and if one more person demoing it shows me how a pedal cleans up when you turn the volume down, I'm going to climb through my computer and strangle you. I cannot take it anymore. It's like, what are you doing to me? Oh yeah, listen, if I turn my volume down, listen how it cleans up. Wait a second, you mean if you have a diode that's clipping from volume, and you're putting less and less of a signal in, the less it will clip? Were any of you guys aware of this? No? Just me? Christ! What the hell? Anyways, I wanted to do a little bit of a rant today because I've been looking at pedals again and just seeing which ones were out there, and it's like every time I watch a guy's demo, I'm like, I wouldn't know if this pedal... I mean, you may as well just hold the pedal up like this and go, it's good. It's supposed to sound like a Marshall in a box. It would be the same, because sitting there fucking plugging it in and strumming a goddamn E chord, and then sitting there having me supposed to get excited, because then I got this thing, and you know what? I don't like the way it sounds. In fact, I have a buddy of mine who I know would love the way this sounds. It's dark. Yeah, and I know you can lighten it, you can do all kinds of things. Yeah, you know what? It just wasn't for me. I don't like that sound. I'm also playing through single coils. It's not a great pedal with single coils. I watched other guys' videos where they play it through humbuckers, and I'm like, oh, that's good. I don't play with humbuckers, so I just wish that there were better videos, or people would like. I guess I'm just frustrated because when I go to look at a video, I see Schnobel and Curtis Kent, and it's like, Curtis Kent here, strum a chord, and I'm not trying to pick on him. I'm just saying, guys, either learn how to fucking play or don't demo pedals. Because demoing pedals and strumming an E chord, this is just exactly why the fucking music industry, and when I say music industry, MI, the musical instrument sales, is so messed up that the guys who manufacture these pedals can't look at these guys' videos. All they look at the numbers that they get. Oh, these guys have great numbers. They've got so many followers. Great. And then, so you're going to let all these followers see this pedal sound like shit because the guy can't play. And I'm not saying he can't play like he's a bad player. He doesn't know how to demo a piece of gear. I don't know how those guys play. They never play in their videos. You know, they just strum an E chord. They could be the greatest players in the world. They can't demo pedals. And if you watch one of those pedal reviews of whether it's Curtis Kent or Schnobel, you could see in 2 seconds these guys should never be demoing a pedal. They can't get you excited about anything. There's no fucking excitement. They're not like, hey, check this out, look at this. I mean, it's like there's so many better guys out there, and I just hate that those guys are so, like, they're on top of everything. Even Chappers from the other place. Great demos. He plays the pedal. He plays it to show you what the thing can sound like. That's what you want to hear. You want to hear what the pedal can sound like. What can it do in a lead situation? How's it going to sound with the delay behind it? How's it sound? How does it work with other pedals? How is it going to sound when you're playing power chords or if you're playing clean? You know, it's like, but I'll tell you what you can't tell. You can't tell shit if all you're going to do is strum an E. I could watch 100 different videos of people talking about the Klon, the Centaur, and they sit there and they, like, especially I think Curtis Kent has one where, or one of them, him or Schnobel, where they're constantly just strumming the same chord over and over, going, here's A, here's B, here's A, here's. It's like, great, but you know what? I wouldn't pay a nickel for that pedal because you haven't made. I don't even know if the thing's gonna sound good. It's and again, I really blame the manufacturers for sitting there going, "Look how many followers this guy has," instead of just saying, "Wow, this guy can play," and I'd buy the pedal from him. I just think that it's like obscene that like all these pedal companies would give these guys pedal. I'll tell you who else is a great player is it Mike Herman's, the Pop into the Chemist guy? Great player. I couldn't tell you what one pedal sounds like that he plays because he has this style of the way he plays that is so not the way I play. But I understand that other people do like that and that he does reach an audience that people play like. Schnobel and Kent, you guys just strum a chord like you guys. I mean, you may as well just get like a robot arm to just come down and strum and you can just finger the E chord. Here's an E. Here's a G. Curtis Kent did one video once where he was playing like the same progression. After hearing it twice, because he tweaked the setting, like, let me pull the bass back a little bit, you can hear this awful riff I've come up with. And it's like, no one's playing that. Nobody wants to play that. Nobody wants to hear it. Stop playing that same riff over and over again and play so we can hear how the damn pedal sounds. Anyways, I get frustrated because I'm a pedal guy. I love the sound of pedals. It's easier for me to take out a small amp and try to make the thing sound like 20 different amps than for me to go take out my big dual rectifier, schlep it all over town, and play with one or three sounds. You know what I mean? It's like... But I'm going to do some more music playing ones. This was just my last of my rants that I'm going to do for a while. How is it? So, other than that, I'll let you know when I put the Timmy on my board... And then I'll show my big board, and then I'll also show my my Night Train that I have with the small board, so you can hear that. And I'll just strum an E chord, and you guys can figure out how the rig's supposed to sound. That should work, right? I mean, it's funny because I'm using this little shitty Fender Mustang 2 amp that I use through a USB, and when I play with the backing tracks, I'm usually playing with them either on YouTube or one of these Microsoft players, right? And so then I have to go into the OBS studio here and add latency to them because the Mustang has latency, and I have to try to match it. So when I play on the downbeats, that the amp and the music line up. So it's crazy because otherwise, if I don't set it, I can play right on the downbeats, and then every time I'll show up late. It's like, and right now I have it set because it changes. Depending on how the computer's running. Right now I'm running at about 155 to 159 milliseconds lag in latency that I have to add to the backing music. But needless to say, what I do is I sit there and I play, and I'll play along with it, and then I use a program called Fender Fuse, and I can sit there and go, all right, let's pull out some bass, let's add this, and I make it so it sounds like it does on the record. That's all I'm trying to do is make it sound like the record. Then I go and I play it, and people are like, oh, what are you using that sounds just like it? I'm like, I'm using a little shitty amp. But I know enough how to dial it in and make it sound good. Unfortunately, there are guys getting paid big money on the internet demoing pedals who don't know how to do that. What they know how to do is go, so here's the pedal with a little bit of gain. Here's an E chord, and then let me dial in treble for the next 30 seconds so you can watch my finger when I have the pedal up here. I'm going to have the pedal up in the top corner, and then you can watch my finger go like this for 30 seconds, dialing in absolutely nothing, so I can strum that E chord again, and you could be like, wow, isn't that exciting? Well, you know just what that pedal's going to do. You hear no response. It's just frightening. Again, I should go back. Pete Thorne's stuff I actually like because when he plays it, you hear it in the mix and you hear how it can sit in the mix. And to me, that's like a lot of it, That's really the reason why I don't really care for this, because this is a dark-sounding pedal. And when I play, I'm playing in a band with two keyboard players, one that bounces on guitar and stuff. I need to cut through the mix, and I don't need to be in that low register. I don't want to be anywhere near that. I tend to like a brighter, thinner sound that'll cut through the mix. It's very different when you're working producing and you're, trying to figure out where in the mix an instrument should sit, and then you find out, well, I really can't, like the guitar sounds awesome right here, but unfortunately if I put that sound in a mix, it doesn't sound like the way it sounds when you hear it alone. So you have to move it, and you have to, sometimes you have to shorten the span of the EQ of it, shorten it, and cut some of that bass out, and then get some of the more mid highs in, and you'll start to cut through the mix. And that's really what it takes. And I do that before I know, so someone can hear my sound and be like, "Is that a little bright? Isn't that a little on the high end side?" And then once the band starts playing, they're like, you know, that was right on. That was like, it sounds like the record. They'll say, "Oh, that sounds like the record," and that's all I'm trying to do in the cover stuff. When I do my original stuff, I play a dual rectifier. I go out, it's heavier. I have very little effects. I'm not really using the effects much. And I'm not trying to emulate anybody else, so I have a lot more leeway. But when I'm working on stuff trying to sound like a record, there's certain things that I'm looking for in a pedal. And I just wish there were better guys out there demoing them. I'm not a guy to demo. I can demo pedals, but I don't have the setup to get an amp to mic it up, and I don't care to do all that work. I just don't give a shit enough. I have no reason to sit here and be like to you, check out how cool this pedal is. To me, that's not something that I'd be interested in doing. I'd rather talk music, theory, songs, performing, and just everything else. I'd rather run my mouth than run my fucking board. Anyways, I gotta get out of here. I just got my hair cut. It looks ridiculously short. But anyways, very good.